What if government officials showed up at your home late at night and took your children, without a warrant, without a court order, and without telling you why? That's exactly what a Virginia couple from Augusta County says happened to them. Now they're fighting back with a federal lawsuit, accusing Child Protective Services and a local judge of violating their constitutional rights. Crystal and Gary Allman, a couple from Weyers Cave, Virginia, say Augusta County CPS illegally removed their children on September 14, 2024, without providing any proof of immediate danger. They claim they were later misled by the courts, denied due process, and discriminated against because of a disability. The Allmans have now filed a lawsuit in U.S. District Court for the Western District of Virginia, naming Augusta County CPS, the Augusta County Juvenile and Domestic Relations Court, and Judge Linda Jones as defendants. Their lawsuit accuses these officials of violating their due process rights, committing judicial misconduct, fabricating evidence, and even breaking federal disability laws. Now they're asking the court to order the immediate return of their children and to hold CPS accountable for what they call an outrageous abuse of power. According to the lawsuit, on the night of September 14, 2024, CPS caseworkers arrived at the Allmans' home at 10:15 p.m., accompanied by 2 Augusta County deputies. The couple says CPS officials took their children without presenting a warrant or a court order, something federal and state laws require unless a child is in immediate danger. And CPS wouldn't even explain why. Officials allegedly told them they were acting on information from a quote reliable source, but refused to provide details. When they asked questions, the social worker allegedly told them to save it for the judge. Then, 3 days later, when the Allmans went to court for their September 17th hearing, they say they were misled by the court clerk, who told them no hearing was scheduled. But according to their lawsuit, the hearing did take place, without them. They claim that a judge decided their children's fate in a closed-door session without giving them a chance to defend themselves. If true, this could be a blatant violation of their constitutional right to due process. And the alleged misconduct didn't stop there. The Allmans also claim CPS presented false evidence to justify keeping their children in custody. Specifically, they say CPS misrepresented a drug test taken by Gary Allman. The agency allegedly told the court that his hair follicle test showed extreme levels of drug use, when in reality, medical reports showed that his results were consistent with a one-time relapse, not habitual drug use. Their lawsuit also takes aim at Judge Linda Jones, accusing her of outright bias against them. They claim she denied every motion they filed, blocked them from presenting evidence in their defense, signed an invalid warrant without proper judicial authorization, and even appointed a lawyer for Crystal Allman without her consent, then reappointed him as her guardian ad litem after she fired him. Beyond the due process violations, the lawsuit argues that CPS and the court discriminated against Crystal Allman because of her disabilities. Crystal has been diagnosed with depression, anxiety, ADHD, and bipolar disorder. Under federal law, government agencies must provide reasonable accommodations for people with disabilities. But instead of receiving the support she was legally entitled to, the lawsuit says CPS weaponized her disability against her. Now, the Allmans are fighting back. Their lawsuit demands that the court immediately return their children, declare that CPS and the court violated their constitutional rights, stop CPS from further interference in their parental rights, and hold officials accountable for breaking federal law. Legal experts say this case raises major questions about parental rights, due process, and disability discrimination. Federal courts have repeatedly ruled that children cannot be removed from their parents without due process, except in extreme cases of immediate danger. If the Allmans' claims hold up in court, this could be a major case of government overreach. So far, neither CPS nor the Augusta County Court has publicly responded to the lawsuit. The case, Allman v. Augusta County CPS et al., is currently pending in the United States District Court for the Western District of Virginia. A hearing on the emergency motion to return the children has not yet been scheduled. So what happens next? This case could have major implications for child welfare policies, parental rights, and government accountability. If the court sides with the Allmans, it could set a precedent for how CPS operates in Virginia and beyond. For now, the Allmans continue to fight for their children and for justice. We'll be following this case closely as it develops. Make sure you let us know in the comments if you think CPS has too much power. Should there be stricter oversight on child removals? We want to hear your thoughts. To stay up to date on the latest news about CPS litigation in Virginia, subscribe to Breaking Through News on the Newsbreak app on YouTube or at breakingthrough.com.